This is Tim Rogers, the Blue Madness podcast, a production of Dodgers 2080. And I'm kind of interrupting or changing a little bit on the It's Not My Money series, just for this one. Well, maybe we'll change another one later, but I've been doing um, recording different things for just talking about players that are free agents, right? I threw 5 videos out there that were Dodger guys, and I'll be doing some ones with some key guys that the Dodgers might be interested in. And like I like to say, it's not my money. So it's about the Dodgers stepping up, and they have. We're reading all these cool things about how much money the Dodgers are making off of Shohei Ohtani's contract. It was brilliant. That's how you do it. But what I want to talk about is running it back. And the more I think about it, forgetting other free agents that are out there, I honestly believe the Dodgers need to re sign all of their free agents. All of them. Well, except Kevin Kiermaier and Daniel Hudson. They have retired. And what a way to go out. Um, so, I look at Teoscar Hernandez, Kike Hernandez, Jack Flaherty. We have Blake Trinan. Clayton Kershaw, of course, is a free agent. I did not include him when I first started that thing. And of course, Walker Buehler. And there's even one more, and that's Joe Kelly. So all 7 of those guys. If they said, hey, your off season is going to be you re-sign all these guys, I'm all in. And that's it. If that was our off season, we re-sign all those guys, I would be completely content. Now, of course, we know the Dodgers wouldn't just do that. They would do more. They're going to address more about starting pitching, things like that. But just to get, 2 starting pitchers back, get Walker Buehler and Jack Flaherty back. Let's start with that starting rotation with Glasnow, Yamamoto, Flaherty, Buehler, maybe Kershaw, maybe some Landon Knack guys. The Chris Ben Kasparius, all those types of guys. They got guys. And then having Trinan back in the bullpen with Joe Kelly. He gets hurt a lot, so 3 months of Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly, of course, would come in a lot cheaper than what he get 8 million this last year. But trying to make up for that. But I think you need that Blake Trinan's still good, and so I don't know when some of these guys are going to drop off, but the numbers I'm seeing for some of these players too are reasonable. If they can get Teoscar at 360, you do it. If you get Jack Flaherty at 480, you do it. If you get Walker Buehler at 238 or something like that, you do it. Those are things you just do. Or Blake Trinan at 2 and 17, you do those things. You don't sit there and nickel and dime these guys. These are productive players, and Kike Hernandez deserves a raise. We know where he's about. He's about October. He's about those bright lights and being ready for those bright lights. So we're going to hear plenty of rumors. Willie Adames is right now. It's super hot right now. That'll be the next guy I do um, when we talk about the "It's Not My Money" segment or series. We hear Blake Snell's out there. Maybe the Dodgers are interested. Corbin Burns. There's plenty of players. Even Juan Soto, of course. Um, but there's so much talent out there. But the Dodgers, there's a lot of guys, and they all want to be Dodgers. None of those guys don't want to be Dodgers. They all want to be Dodgers. Clayton Kershaw is not going to sign until spring training. We went through this last year, and I'm thinking Joe Kelly, if he resigns, will be the same way. They're going to wait until they can throw, half their starting rotation from last year back on the injured list on the 60-day, and they'll be on there for at least 60 days. Some of those guys aren't coming back till 2026. Throw those guys on there. Kershaw's going to sign. Maybe Joe Kelly comes back. I don't think they need to overdo it with Joe. Joe gives him. He's there's glue. He's a glue guy type guy right now, but he comes in, throws some nasty stuff. There's certain batters it would have been nice for him to face. Let's put it that way. Blake Trinan, of course, showed that he's still got a lot left. And I think there's got to be some, they've gone through all these injuries together as a team. When I say as a team, it's the Dodgers and Trinan. They're together in those things. And the Dodgers, paid him a million, but they paid him basically 16 million not to pitch. So they'll figure that out. He throws weird stuff, and maybe there's some incentives and all that. But you got to go and you have to get these. I really am. I really believe that they need to get these guys. I look at the team and I go, right now they got to be, favored to win the 2025 World Series. Throw all these guys back on. Get your cleanup hitter back. Get Teo back. Get your World Series, your playoff hero back. Two of them, Bueller. Well, no, three. Trinan, Bueller, and Kike. Teo did his share too. Right? Get Flaherty back, a guy that's proving himself more and more. That he's healthy now. They'll do some extra checking. I mean, there's a back thing that the Yankees said, no, we're not going to do that. But I wish they, probably wish they would have had him. Not that he was a star in game 5 or game 5, but game 1 he was good, and he was good against the Mets in that first game. So, and he provides innings. He's not an ace, and that's okay. We don't need. I mean, I want aces, but we don't need Jack Flaherty and Walker Buehler to be aces. We need them to go pile up the innings, match up against the other team's 3 and 4 starters, and get a lot of W's. And then to be in the playoffs and to hopefully somehow have 4 starters that are available in the playoffs, so we don't have to go through these bullpen games again. I'm still amazed. Shout out Dave Roberts and management on how they handled that. I will be doing a review or a reaction video to the Mookie Betts video with Dave Roberts. I finally got a chance to listen to it as I woke up way too early this morning, so I listened to that, and it was phenomenal. So a lot of thoughts, a lot of things that Doc talked about that impressed me, makes me respect that man even more. So Dave Roberts came off really well in that interview. Of course, Mookie Betts can do everything. He's a really good interviewer. It's amazing how good he is at just about everything that he decides that he wants to do. So again, to run it back, let's run it back with a lot of the same players. We don't need the big turnover. We do know that Mookie Betts is going to be a second baseman this year. That's a guarantee. Can we run it back with Tommy Edman at short? Yeah, with Miggy Rowe playing twice a week. Could we run it back? So with Mookie going to second, that puts Pages in right. Can James Outman come back? Can I don't know. I hope he can. If not, who do we go get? Is there a center fielder out there? I think people are worried about that. Or do you put Pages in center and sign a right fielder? There's those issues. Or do you get Kike some more playing time and just have him play through some stuff in center? I don't know. But just this group that they have is a really good group. You're not going to repeat the same things, and the season's not going to be the same. The chemistry, no matter what's going to be a little bit different. There's going to be 1 or 2 players that go out and do no work over the off season. They're going to come into camp about 30 pounds overweight, and we'll see that. And those are players that you just got. Well, there you go. But that's what the trade market's for. You do want to sign. You can never have enough pitching, so sign some pitching. If there is another center fielder out there, I know people want Adames. The dude's fielding went down, so I'm not a fan of that. He's supposed to be a great fielder, but his offense is good. But we want fielding. You need fielding at shortstop. Tommy Tanks can do that. Miggy Rowe fill in a couple days a week, and I think Edman has enough offense with his defense at shortstop to be more than good enough. And that's why center field, you got to go, what do we do about center field? Is it Pajes? Is it Outman? Who is it? It's not going to be Teo. It's not going to be Juan Soto. But is there someone out there that they can get to fill that? Luis Robert is someone that's been mentioned. Get him in a Garrett Crochet trade. Because if they re-sign Teoscar, maybe Dalton Rushing doesn't come is now available. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with Dalton. I'm hoping they can find a way to start working him in. I've mentioned it 100 times. I'd love to see him start working out at third base. He could be someone that gets good at third base, keeps working on his receiving skills. He's your third catcher. He's playing some third. Maybe he's playing some left. I don't know. Playing some outfield. I don't know. He needs a chance to play for sure. But at the same time, if he goes back and starts the season at AAA, I'm not going to be heartbroken. He'll go out and just keep shining. He will not be one of those guys who throws a fit if he's sent down. He's just gonna dog that one out and make sure that he's ready to rock and roll. So, but yeah, the team's got a lot of good players. I think Ben Kasparius is gonna get a full opportunity, whether it's in the bullpen or as a starter. It doesn't matter. He's gonna play. He's gonna pitch. We'll have some guys coming back from injury. There will be some holes, but if you run it back with the guys that we already have, we're on that World Series team. Bring them back, and then you fill in the gaps. You're gonna have a great team. You're gonna have a team that's gonna be able to win the division, hopefully again, even though they'll probably get challenged by the Diamondbacks and Padres again. Giants, whatever they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. They just have that. It's a chance to repeat, folks. It's a chance to repeat. The other teams, there is no better team right now than the Dodgers. So they have a chance to repeat. Don't try to rebuild this thing again right now. Run it back. Let's get 2 in a row. After 2 in a row, you can start going, well, now we can start letting a couple guys go. You can figure that one out or trade some guys or whatever. But get the 2 in a row or just keep going. Keep going until you lose, until you're out. Then you can start trying some things again. The warning, of course, is with the long October, the team will be a little rusty. They're not rusty. They're going to be a little toasted. They're not getting the same rest as some of the teams that are, doing their early vacation. So the Dodgers definitely have an issue with that. Same time, a lot of those guys missed a lot of time. Walker Buehler and Yamamoto, those 2 guys missed a lot of time. So they didn't really do it. Mookie Betts missed a lot of time. Freddie missed some time. Max Muncy missed a lot of time. So some of those guys will be actually in good shape. Shohei's got his arm. He's not going to be pitching coming at the beginning, I don't think. It's going to take a while. This shoulder separation or this lumbar fix that he had to go through, guess what you do? You use your left arm when you pitch, even though you're right-handed. You need everything going or it's not going to work. It's going to take a while. So don't count on Shohei Ohtani. But that's where the Roki Sasaki stuff might come in too. Maybe we get him. I don't know. I think if he pops, we're going to get him. I would go 75 to 80% that we're getting him. We got pretty much the most amount of money with best market. You get the Roki Sasaki commercials. They're going to go crazy. They'll get more sponsorship. He's going to get some extra commercials. All that stuff. That's what every Dodger needs to be reminded of, especially ones that are free agents. This goes, there's extra money just by being on the Dodgers. You get to make some extra commercials. You say this, you get to do that. You just show up and do this and do that. You're going to get extra money. And so Roki Sasaki is going to be just fine. Just fine. And that would work out if he's gonna come. I don't know if he's coming. That's where I come in. It's like I think it's 25% chance he comes. He's turning away a lot of money if he comes back now. But run it back, fill in the gaps as needed. I think that, and the gap would be center field, and of course just more pitching. But if you go and say, well, we're gonna get rid of Teo. Okay, now you got a left fielder and a cleanup hitter you need. That's going to cost you some money. Dalton Rush, I love Dalton Rushing. He's not going to go fill that gap right away. He's unproven. He's really good. He has and as a prospect nut, um, he's good. I want him to get a shot. Will Smith is Will Smith, but he'll get some time behind the plate too. So then if you lose Bueller and Flaherty, that's two starting pitching spots you got to fill. That's gonna hurt. Bueller's coming back. Bueller's getting better. Get that. I talked about already. Get that big incentive laden contract in there. Get that thing in there. Get him going. He's coming. He's on his way back to being the Walker Bueller again. And again, Doc covered that really well in the in that video with Mookie. And then Kike, where are you getting another Kike? Where are you getting that October guy? Just do it. Sign him up. Get a nice. The guy deserves a little bit of security. Give him a 2-year contract. He's helped them win in two World Series. The guy's born for October. It's what he does. Get him enough playing time. Keep his back going. Maybe create a platoon in center with him and Outman for a bit. And if Outman doesn't hit, you just go with Kike till you trade for something else. The trade season doesn't stop when spring training starts. You can acquire. Remember, the Padres acquired. They acquired Dylan Cease right before the season start. That Reyes, they acquired him in May. So the Dodgers can do the same thing. They can go out and get some players. It looks like really only the Marlins and the White Sox are teams that are not going to try to contend, which is fine. Luis Robert, that's a guy to go get. That's a guy to consider. But yeah, let's see what happens with this. Give up some prospects if you have to. If you're going to go get Crochet and Robert, it's going to cost a lot of money. Let's be honest. But let's run it back. If you lose Trinan, you got to replace that. That's irreplaceable, folks, with what's out there. Tanner Scott's good, but why would you pay Tanner Scott $460 when you can have Trinan for less than $220? And he's your guy. I think there's something about that. He's your guy. He's proven. Tanner Scott did well against Ohtani, but he also had some moments that he didn't look so good. He had some control issues and things like that against the Dodgers in one of the games, in an important game. So I would like to have Tanner Scott. I just don't see them paying for that. I don't see Kenley Jansen replacing Blake Treinen. Blake Treinen's way better than Kenley Jansen. Way better. He has just weird stuff. It's just the way it is. So you can't replace those guys. So why lose them? Go get them, match them up, give them a little extra. We know they got the money. I don't care about the taxes. It's not my money. They're going to still make it hand over fist. They're going to find a way probably to use those tax penalties to do some weird write-off or something like that. I don't know. They're good at this stuff. You get Sasaki, it's gonna make it even better. With Yamamoto, Yamamoto's also, obviously a huge attraction. So that's all I have on this one right now. And I think let's run it back with our guys, plus a little bit more. All right, that's it. As always, thank you so much. God bless. Go Dodgers.